Jesus Christ! We're settled in. Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Out of the Theater Review. I am, of course, joined by the Maya to my Salvador, the Terramorphous to my warrior, I got nothing. Catch a ride! And we are just out of the theater for Eli Roth's Borderlands. This is a really interesting one. Okay, background on Borderlands for both of us. You don't know shit about shit.
I don't know shit about shit. I know it's a video game.
It is a video game adaptation, roughly. I am a big fan. I was a big fan of the Borderlands series. I definitely played Borderlands 2 the most, which I think is true of most people that would consider themselves fans of Borderlands, because it's objectively the best one. Played a little bit of Borderlands 1, didn't do the pre-sequel too much, played a good bit of Borderlands 3, but, played a lot of Borderlands 2. Roughly, to put it kind of just frankly, this movie's a piece of shit. It is. It's bad. It's objectively bad. It's really poorly written, and just, it looks like shit, and the storyline is pointless and doesn't even reflect any part of the game at all. In fact, rewrites a lot of the canon from the game, if you're a big fucking dork like me. But I kinda had fun with it, I guess.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
I thought it was silly.
Which is flabbergasting to me.
Yeah. It was a big hunk of junk.
It is a big piece.
It's very similar to that Dave Bautista trailer we got. It felt like a big old junky Expendables movie, and I was like, this is fun. I'm enjoying it. There were some pretty things to look at.
There's some cool
really costumes
in this movie.
Cate Blanchett is always a dream.
Cate Blanchett is totally serviceable in this movie.
Why can't I think of her name right now?
Jamie
Lee.
Jamie Lee Curtis, we love you. Come on the podcast. Mwah.
Kevin Hart was really fun.
Kevin Hart entertaining in this movie.
He was very entertaining.
I think
his humor hit. Unlike a lot of the other ones. I mean, Claptraps was really funny.
Jack Black is Claptrap.
Jack Black is really he's just a gem.
I'm just having fun. I think the cast is the best part of this movie by a fucking country mile.
Yeah.
They're all engaged. They're all interested.
What do I know Tina from? Because she looks very familiar.
Shit. I know. Oh, God damn it.
Because I know her.
I can't think of
what were you gonna say?
I can't think of what she's from.
That's fine. I'll do some research real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not the game at all. It doesn't... I don't remember in my time playing these games, this Atlas villain, this character. There's no talk, really, about Tiny Tina's dad.
She's a girl from Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah. She's also a little girl from 65 with Driver.
Oh.
That's what I know her from, what I recognize her from first.
That's a better movie than this.
Than this? Yes.
Yeah,
I would have to agree.
For sure. It's got Adam Driver in it. So.
Oh, she's in Love and Monsters. That's fun. Yeah, it has Adam Driver in it.
It does have Adam Driver.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was it's entertaining if you know nothing about it. I feel like I was entertained even though I knew... I mean, sure, there was a lot of stuff where I was like, I'm not understanding, but I think this is not for me. This is for people who enjoyed the thing.
Which is really interesting to me because the first thing I kind of leaned over, we saw this with my brother and my sister who are both really big fans, probably bigger fans of the series than I am. And they were much more upset about it than I was, for sure. I kind of couldn't imagine going into this movie not knowing anything and having any kind of excitement about it at all. Because I feel like the only positives I have for this movie and the only good things I felt towards this movie were, okay, I'm seeing characters that I recognize. It looks like cosplay. Yeah. It looks like really good cosplay. It looks like a fucking fan film. Like, if you go on YouTube and type in your favorite fucking video game and then fan film, you're gonna find like a 15-minute version of this movie with not big actors, probably not actors at all. That's people. That's kind of better. The CGI looks the same. Like, the CGI in this movie is particularly atrocious. The green screen work in this is particularly atrocious.
That third act looked really bad.
The third act of this movie is a big fucking stinker. Like, I think the middle third is the best, for sure.
Yeah.
That first 35 minutes is kind of a slog.
Yeah.
But, like, and then the middle 30 to 40 minutes is just all fight scenes, which are cool. And there's a lot of, like, actual sets, which is cool. But it does devolve, in the end, to CGI nonsense that just doesn't look good. It looks like the video game. Like, it looks bad. But again, I'm not upset that this got made. It's certainly not the worst fucking thing I've seen. It feels like Eli Roth was a fan of these movies, and just wanted to make a movie for it.
Video games.
Video game, excuse me. And he wanted to make a movie, so he did. And that's, that's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
This is like, I mean, it's not the worst movie I've seen this year. I feel like I'll watch it again, for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely a movie that I would sit down and watch again.
I mean, you gotta...
Because
you gotta have something to watch while you're smoking crack.
Yeah, I suppose. I could sit through this movie sober and be totally fine.
Yeah, I'm not quite there.
So...
Yeah, I mean, it's a hangover movie, for sure.
Yeah. If nothing at all, it's piqued my interest in the series.
Yeah.
If nothing at all, I'm like, oh, I'd look into that.
Yeah.
And I don't play first shooter, but...
I don't think there's any reason to go into spoilers. Like,
no.
There's not really... I mean, there's a general story that doesn't really come together. It's not the game. We're not vault hunting, which is weird. We are, but we're not.
There didn't feel like a wrap for me. I think that it was like we found the vault, we did the thing, peace, but how peace?
And then
I don't understand peace.
No, I don't
was
understand that either. I mean, the movie ends with the fucking Ewok celebration from Return of the Jedi. So it's a real we're gonna get him next time gadget, which I'll be interested to see if this movie makes money.
Yeah.
We had an okay theater. We had a lot of motherfuckers that were talking the whole movie, which was interesting.
We had a very poor...
We had a bad audience.
Etiquette audience.
Yeah. Like, we're talking about the movie is starting, and this lady comes in with her flashlight on her phone, is, like, looking for her seat, and then, like, fucking with people.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, I wasn't, like, particularly interested. Like... I was fine either way. I didn't go into this movie with high standards. Again, 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I think, if I wasn't a fan of this, if I knew nothing about this, I would have been like, what the fuck is any of this nonsense?
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
Like, I think I went into it with an open mind just because of how much you, Mason, and Morgan hyped it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Borderlands is fun. This is going to be entertaining. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
If nothing else, and it was. I thought it was entertaining. I wouldn't. We have our movie ticket going stuff, but it's not something that I would be like, pay to see it.
I'm really glad.
It's fun.
I'm really glad we pay a flat $22.99 a month, and we can just go see whatever. I think. I mean, it cost twice the budget, or it's twice as expensive of a movie at least, and it is objectively better. But I'd watch this way before I watched Deadpool and Wolverine ever again, for sure.
I'm sorry.
So
yes,
it's late. We caught a late showing of this. We caught a 7:30. It's an hour and 50 minutes or something. Hour 45.
It's way past my bedtime.
Yeah. So.
No. Yeah, I'd watch this before I watched Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't furious coming out of the theater, so.
Yeah, I do think it's harder to compare those two, just because there's so many different things. One, that this is PG-13.
They look very similar. Yeah, that is a big fucking issue.
With how you guys were talking, I went into it thinking, oh, it's gonna be, because you even told me like it's gonna be a gore fest.
Well, for the man that brought us Hostel,
yeah,
and for the man that brought us Thanksgiving,
right,
I figured it was gonna be a fucking bloodbath, and it was gonna be super violent and super gory because the game is very violent. Yeah. The game is guys are getting their fucking heads blown off.
Yeah.
They're getting ripped in half. They're like all this kind of shit. They're getting electrocuted to death. I was very excited to try
and see these people start melting in that one scene.
Oh my god, you set up acid and you get to see no faces melt.
Yeah. Well, all of them are covered in masks.
Yeah. Which you could have had something cool.
Yeah. I was kind of excited to see at least partial of that mask come off of.
I love that he couldn't get a new one.
Oh, does he get a new one in the game?
Well, he doesn't. It doesn't break off like that. Oh. Those also the things where they're walking through town and they have like the holograms.
Yeah,
on their
those
heads.
Were interesting.
Those
they looked like shit, but they were interesting.
Yeah, those are literally why they look like shit. Is because those are literally like models from the game. Where they have these customization stations that you can walk up to and like change what your head looks like and the color.
Kind of like skins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what those were. Like they were literally like just different colors or different skins for like the other characters.
They were fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
Silly,
it looked like shit, but it's totally cool.
Yeah.
I think the gunfights are kind of neat enough. I think they're put together well enough. Mm-hmm. When we get to like any kind of CGI anything, it really falls off just because it's really bad.
Yeah.
And this movie is so ham-fisted with the fucking exposition that it's obnoxious at times.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the franchise, you're not going to like this movie. Like, real deal. I think if you're... I think I'm one of probably the few that's like, it's fine. Like I know, I think I liked it more than my brother and my sister, which if you guys are watching, hey, let me know, did you guys like this movie more or less than me? But, yeah, if you're really into the games, you're probably going to be frustrated with this because it's nothing like the games at all, other than what things look like. But, I mean, I guess, fuck it. There's worse shit that you could go see right now.
That's true. That's true.
You know what's almost has to be objectively better than this movie? What we're seeing on Sunday, which is Cuckoo. Hunter Schafer, we love you. Come on the podcast. Mwah. So that's going to be Sunday.
Sunday.
The 11th.
Yes.
At 11:20 a.m.
Yeah.
We're seeing this in broad fucking daylight. So.
Yeah, we are. Have to.
Got to.
That one bike scene from the trailer.
Yeah.
No, I gotta see this during daylight hours.
Yeah.
I gotta come out and still have a good long while till nighttime.
Yeah, I might have to bring Mason on next week for Alien Romulus.
Yeah, I think you should.
Maybe we'll come on the show. Maybe we'll have a guest star.
Viewing that.
Yeah, so we're gonna see Alien Romulus.
And then B and I can do the new Blake Lively movie.
What's that movie? The Idea of You. No, that's that Anne Hathaway movie.
Anne Hathaway, yeah. I don't know what this one is. This is it's based on a Colleen Hoover book that I read.
Yeah, for sure. So, stay tuned on all of our socials, specifically our long format social, our Spotify account at Books vs. Blockbusters, for our Cassandra Nova episode that we'll be releasing at some point this week, for the Comic Encyclopedia, our House of the Dragon Season 2 recap.
Yeah.
On a new show that we're calling Spin-Off, so stay tuned for that. We haven't really done the formal announcement for that, so here it is. We'll do an actual one on our Instagram, so follow us on our Instagram at Books vs. Blockbusters. Until next time, I've got a vault to hunt. Ba 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 ba.